Hello everyone, welcome to the video. This is day 28 of JavaScript 30 challenge. In today's video, we're going to make a countdown timer with JavaScript. So before we start our coding session, let's see the final output of today's video. So this is going to be the final output of today's video. So we have some time here and an input field. If we click on this button, a timer is started. Then we can actually change our time 5 for 15 minutes. We have 20 minutes, or we can actually change it to custom minute like this. So let's see how we can actually make this. In our starter code, we have a div container in our HTML that is basically our timer and some buttons. So we have a uh, div container which is a display. So this is going to display our time. So we have to change the script first. We have our script finished, so we will use start our JavaScript. Now if we go to the JavaScript start, we have nothing here. Now we're going to actually write a function that is called timer. Let's write the function that will take a parameter which will call minute. In our function, we're going to take the current time from our system. Let's take that in a variable. We are calling it now. Then I will take date.now. Sorry, there should be a semicolon. And I will declare another variable that will be then, and I will add now plus. Then I will convert our minute into second. Then I will convert it with a 1000 multiplier, because this now value is basically a millisecond value and we have to make it a millisecond value, right? So if I print both of them in our console, let's see the output. I'm printing an object as an object now, and then let's see the output. If I see the console, I have to call the function timer function, then timer. Inside timer I will give 1. That means I need 1 minute. Let's see the output. So this is the current time, and this is time 60 second, actually bigger than current time. So we have our time in our millisecond. Now we are going to make a calculation and set it to a set interval function. Now I'm going to write a global variable, let countdown, and use this countdown for our set interval. Countdown equal to set interval. I will write a function and it will be called every 1000 millisecond. That means every second. And inside our function I will take a variable constant. Now I will take it as let. Then I'm going to call it second left equal to. So how many seconds left? We have our destination, that means then, minus date dot now, that means the current second. So this will give a millisecond value and we have to take the second value. So I'm dividing with 1000. Then I'm going to console log it. So let's check second dot left. Let's check the output. So we have our console here. Let's make it bigger. Then I'm going to pass a timer with value 1. So this is actually giving us the value, but the problem is it is giving a fractional value. I'm going to round it. So I will not round it here, I will round it here. Math dot round and wrap it with a parenthesis. Let's check the output. I am going to call timer and 1. Now this is 59, 58, 57. Everything is working fine. I can actually add a simple value, timer dot 0.1 rather than 1. So this will give 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can see it is going to minus value because the set timer function doesn't know when it should be stopped. So for this we're going to make a change here. If second dot left is less than 0, it should actually return something. It should return, or it should actually break the functional loop. Let's see the output now. I'm going to call the timer 0.1 again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it actually shows the -0 value, which has no meaning. So I will make it less than or equal, then it will not be showing any -0 value. Now we're going to write another function that will be display our time, how many time left. So it will actually take a value. We can take our minute here, but I'm going to add seconds, and for our simplicity I am going to make it seconds also. Then we don't need this part. So let's try the output. Now I can actually add a 10-second here. So it is not working, minute is not defined, so it should not be minute, it should be seconds. Now it will work. So we can add timer 10, 9, 8, 7. Okay, it is now working. Now we can actually pass our seconds from here. Now we will make it to minute or hour. Okay, now I'm going to write a variable that will be minutes, and minutes will be seconds divided by 60, right? So there is a problem. The problem is it will give us some fraction, so we are going to take just the floor value because we don't actually bother about the fraction. Now constant and seconds left, so there should be seconds left equal to I should not use second left, rather I can use remaining seconds. Okay, now I'm going to add uh, seconds mod by minutes, right? Sorry, seconds mod by 60. Let's check the output. Console log, and it will give us minutes and remaining seconds. I will call it here. So display time left, and it should be second left. So I will comment this, and I will call the same function here. So what should be the value inside? It should be then. Okay, now let's see the output. If I call timer second, so it is now working, but there is a problem. The problem is this: it is giving a huge value which is undefined. Now let's see how can we solve this. I think the values are coming from here. Let's remove this and try our timer again. No, it is actually from our this one, this console log. Let's see how can we solve this. When we are calling then is actually valid, so everything should be fine here. If I pass seconds, then the output should be yes, it is now working, so everything is fine. Now I have to show the output in display. For this I'm going to take this to display dot time left this value. So I will take this and add this in our JavaScript constant display time equal to document dot get. Sorry, I'm going to use query selector. Inside that a class name. Right, everything is fine. Now I'm going to add here display time dot inner text equal to, it should be our minute. Sorry, I should add tick sign here, so it will be our minutes, then a colon. Sorry, now remaining seconds. Let's see the output. If I call 10 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1, it should be 0. Let's check how to make it 0. I am minimizing these spaces here and make it okay. Now if I pass 5 4 3 2 1 0, okay, now it is actually working fine. Now I'm going to do something, that is take this value in a display property constant um, time equal to this and write the variable here. Why I'm doing this? Because I'm going to add document dot title equal to time, right? So what it will do is change this value when I'm starting our countdown. Let's see, 5 4 3 2 1 0. As you can see, it is now visible. Okay, so it is cool. Now what I have to add is the end time. Okay, the end time should be actually when the timer will be end, it will be shown in our display. Let's see how can we do this. For this we have to write another function, that is display end time, and we will pass a timestamp. Okay, timestamp. So I'm passing here a timestamp, and if I get end value from the timestamp new dot date, if inside the date we pass our timestamp, it will give us a date. So let's see how can we get the date. If I use new date here, so it is actually not giving a timestamp, so date dot now. So this is basically the timestamp. If I copy this and write here new date, inside that if we pass the timestamp like this, it will give us the value of the time associated with that timestamp, right? So I'm going to pass the timestamp here and get the value, date value from here, like this. Now what I will do is write a function, sorry, call a function that will give us the hour. Now in dot get hours and minutes equal to n dot get minutes. Two different function. I'm going to console log this, so it will be hour and minutes. Okay, now I'm going to call the function from here, display in time, and I will pass our then value. Then value is basically a timestamps, which is basically in millisecond. So let's see the output. So I will call a timer. So this is actually 7:53. If I call it with a bigger value, so you can see the value is not printed here. Why the value is not printed? Let's check the output. Timestamp, I have not saved it, so let's do it again. So 2054, this is basically 7:54, that means this is 1954, and we have added 3600 second, that means 1 hour. So it will stop after 1 hour, right? So everything is fine up to now. Okay, I am reloading the effect. Okay, now I'm going to take the HTML element. So I should take the class here. Now constant display int equal to document dot query selector. Inside that the class, this is the class, and I'm going to show display int, sorry, dot inner, it's sorry, inner text equal to, I will simply add a string ends at then our. So there is a problem. The problem is we are getting a 24-hour version here. So I'm going to take, if it's greater than 12, then it will be hour minus 12, or if it is false, then it will return hour. Then we have our minutes. Let's see the output. If I run it again, it is not working because minutes is not defined. Why minutes is not defined? It is means. Okay, now the output, so ends at 8:56. Now this is 7:56 in our home. Okay, in our local time. Now we are almost finished. Now we are going to add some event listener to these buttons. Let's do it. Now we have our buttons here. In our button we have a custom data, that is data time. So we're going to use this. Let's take all the buttons. So I'm going to take all the buttons here, constant buttons equal to document dot query selector all, that is data time. Okay, we have our buttons here, button. So we are getting all the button. Let's console log the buttons to check if it is working. Button, it should be S. Okay, buttons. Now we have 5 buttons, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, it is working. Now I'm going to add event listener on all the buttons for each loop button, and there should be a function, sorry, add event listener. It should be an arrow function, add event listener, so it should be click. If we click add event listener, so it will call a function set timer, and sorry, it will call a function set timer. Okay, let's write the function set timer. Set timer will take our seconds from the data time. So this dot data set dot time, let's actually check the value, console dot log. Now if I check the value, this is 20, this is 300, this is 900, 1200, 3600. Okay, now it is actually working. So basically this is a string value. I'm going to parse our int from the value. Now I have to call our timer function with our seconds. Let's see the output. So it is actually working. Cool. 5, but it is showing a weird behavior because we haven't actually closed this countdown. So okay, countdown dot, it should be, sorry, it should be clear interval function, clear interval, and if there is a countdown called countdown interval, it will remove that. Now if we see that 20, it is not showing any weird behavior, it is just changing the time. Okay, now everything is fine up to now. We just have to work with this custom field, form field. If we see our HTML, basically there is a form called custom form. We should take that. So there is a form name with custom form. We're going to take that in our JavaScript form. Okay, document dot query selector, and it should be our name equal to custom form. I'm taking this. Let's see the output, form output. form. So it is not actually working. Name equal to, okay, the problem is here. Okay, now if I take the output, so this is the output here. We have our children node list. Okay, now in our HTML we have a text input, so we have to take that input also. Okay, I'm going to add another event listener, form dot add event listener. Sorry, it should be submit, and it will call a function form input. I'm going to add the function here, function dot form input, and console log this to check the form input is validated or not. Okay, so if I press on this, so it is actually loading a new page, so form input is not validated here. To avoid this, we are going to take our event here and make e dot prevent default value here. Now let's check the output. If we click 1, so it is giving us the form. Now I'm going to call this dot minutes because it has minutes input field, and it should be minutes dot value. Now if we call 1, so there is 1, but this is a string value, so I'm going to take constant seconds equal to this dot minutes dot value. Now I'm going to parse int and multiply it with 60. Now the timer function should be called, and inside our timer function I'm going to pass seconds. So let's see the output. If I give 60 seconds, sorry, I have given 60 minutes because it is actually taking an input as minute, so I'm going to pass 1, so it will start from 1 minute, and yes, it is now working. So everything is fine. That's it for today's video. Everything I have coded here will be in my description, will be in my GitHub repository, and GitHub repository link will be in my description below. If you like the video, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.